Hi math friends, today we're going to be talking about box plots. Box plots can also be called a box and whiskers plot because it looks kind of like a cat face with whiskers coming out the sides. In a box plot we have our median, our quartile 1, quartile 3, lower extreme and upper extreme. These are the two numbers that are the lowest in the data and the highest in the data that are not outliers. And then we may have outliers. If there's any outliers, they'll just be off to the sides. But what we have connecting here is our cat face or our box connects where most of our data should be at. And then our lower extreme and our upper extreme are just a little bit higher maybe, but they're still part of the data. Here we have a chart about touchdowns scored in the NFC in American football. First we have to find all of these statistical meanings. We have to find our median, quartiles, our lower extreme, upper extreme, our IQR. We have to see if there's any outliers before we find our lower and upper extremes also. So let's find our median first. I've written out numbers in numerical order. Let's see what we get. We're going to cross out our lowest and highest and do that over and over until we get our number in the middle. Now we have two numbers in the middle, 37 and 38. If we average those, our median is actually right in between them. So we have 37 and a half, 37.5. Now we're going to find our first quartile. Remember our first quartile exists at anywhere to the left of our median. And we have to get the median of this data now. So we're going to cross out lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest and highest, until we get here, 28 and 34. We have to take the average of those. So we need to add those together, 28 plus 34, and then divide by 2, because there's two numbers that we used. So we would get 31. For our third quartile, we'll do the same thing for the first, but to the right of our data now. So let's cross off lowest, highest, lowest, highest, lowest, highest, and then we have 44 and 47 left. So let's add those together to find what their average would be, divide by 2, and that's our median, 45 and a half. Our interquartile range, remember, is the difference from our third to our first quartile, so we'll subtract those, and we'll get 14 and a half. And remember, to find any outliers, we're going to add 14 and a half to our third quartile, and that would give us 60. So if we have any numbers that are above 60, those would be outliers. None of our numbers are above 60, so we don't have outliers. Let's see if we have any outliers going down, going to the lower extremes. So we'll take our first quartile, 31, subtract 14.5. It's okay to use a calculator because, again, we're showing our work. 16 and a half. Do we have 16 and a half touchdowns or less? No, we don't. So we won't have any outliers in this data, which is really nice to work with now. So now our lower extremes and our upper extremes, we can just say our lowest and highest numbers. Lower extreme is 24. Our upper extreme is our highest number, which is 54. Let's go ahead and graph the points that we need here to make a box and whiskers plot, or a box plot. We have our median at 37 and a half. And then we need our quartiles, 31, 45 and a half. And that's where we're going to make our box. Now we have to make the whiskers, our lower extreme and our upper extreme. 24 is our lower extreme, and 54 is our upper extreme. Since we found out that neither of those is an outlier, we can use those as our stems, as our whiskers, and we connect them. So we've just completed our first box and whiskers plot.